now that we've got all our basic gameplay elements in the game, and we've added sound into the mix as well, there's one final component we want to add into our game to make it a full kind of complete, challenging experience for our player, and that's to add in a boss battle at the end of our level. So we're going to start out by first laying out our boss in the world. So I'm just going to close our other sprite sheet, and then I'm going to open up this new boss sprite sheet that we have over here just beside it. So this sprite sheet, we haven't done anything with it yet, so we need to sort out all its individual pieces so that we can drag them into our game. So first of all, let's go ahead and make the size of it the same as our other elements in the game. So 64 pixels per unit. We want it to be a multiple sprite sheet, or multiple sprite mode even. We're going to set filter mode to be point, so that everything looks sharp. We want to set the compression to be none, so that we can see everything perfectly. And on our max size, we can see the sheet is 512 by 512, so let's set that for our max size here. And we can apply those changes, and then open our sprite editor. And here we go, we've got this big massive giant boss that we're going to use to fight against our player. And we're just going to make this be automatically sliced up into parts, so we can just go to slice here and automatic, and then just tell it to slice it up. And we can see it gets chopped up into one big body part here, and two little bits to go on the end of the arms, and a couple of other little laser looking things. So we're going to apply those changes, and we'll pop back into the game. And then we're just going to click and drag those individual elements back into the world. Before I do that, I'm just going to collapse all these various bits in our hierarchy here that are taking up space, and I'm just going to drag the big boss into the world. As you can see, it's a big massive thing for our players to face off against. Then we've got this little hand here and this other hand, and we're also going to drag in this bit of a green laser, and we're going to make some positional changes to all these things. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is each of these hands should be a child of this main body object. So the main body is boss 1. The hands are 0 and 5, so I'm just going to click and drag each of them on top of 1 here. So now they're a child of that. We have this other laser here. I'm going to I won't duplicate it just yet because we want to make some changes to this one, and it'll be we're going to use 2 of these. So basically what we're going to do is have our boss has this main body. It's going to have these 2 individual pieces here that our players will shoot at first, and each of these pieces is going to have a laser firing out across the body that protects the main part of the body here from being shot by the player. So we have to first destroy the 2 little outer hands to enable us to be able to destroy this inner center of the boss here. So let's start off by just popping one of these there, and then we're going to grab this other one and pop it here like this. Then I'm going to grab this laser. I'm going to rotate it around so it just kind of roughly matches up with this here. So I'm just going to grab this and rotate like that, kind of roughly the same. There we go. Then I'm going to stretch it out like this here. We're going to make it nice and long so that it stretches out from the center thing of this hand here and impacts, or it looks like it impacts at least, with the body over here. So this whole laser object is what's going to protect this main red section here from being attacked by the player. So to make sure that our player can't attack this main body section, we're going to apply a box collider to this laser. So we're going to say here box collider 2D, and we're going to leave it as a solid object. And basically what's going to happen is when the player destroys this bit of hand or whatever we call it up here, that will destroy this laser at the same time. So let's do the same for this one down here. I'm going to duplicate this laser, and then to make sure it's rotated at the same angle, instead of being minus 74, I'm going to set it to be plus 74. Oh, I didn't duplicate it. Hold on. Duplicate, there we go. Now we'll, like I said, we'll set this to be plus 74, so it goes to the same kind of angle over here, and we'll move it into roughly the right position again, like that. There we go. If we switch to our game view, we'll see, okay, we've got these 2 lasers blocking off our main body being hit. So that's just the rough layout we have for our giant boss here. The next thing we need to do is think about how we're actually going to bring it into the game, and then we're going to take a look at how our boss is going to be handled mechanically. So we're going to have to create a custom script to manage this, but it's all going to make sense, and we'll just take it one step at a time and go through the different ways our boss will be completed. Before I go any further, I'm just going to make sure and link up these lasers with the correct hand. So we want the bottom one to be with the bottom hand and the top one to be with the top hand. And just to make sure we have the right one, I'm going to deactivate one of the hands, and it turns off that laser. And we'll do the same with the other one just to be sure. Boom, and it turns off the other laser. Okay, so we've got our boss now. Let's go ahead and start adding the ability for the boss to appear in front of our player.